Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a quilted coaster like this one right here. This is a great project for scrap fabric and it's really customizable, so feel free to use whatever pattern or shape you want to make with your stitches, and this would make a great gift for some friends. So yeah, I'll show you how to make one of these and then you can make as many as you want. So to start off with, you're going to need some scrap fabric. I am using about 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. It can be a little bit bigger or smaller based off of the size of mugs you want to use for this, how much fabric you have, but this is what I'm using. I am also layering 3 pieces of fabric on top of each other. I find that for this material, this is cotton gauze, 3 layers is a good thickness for what I want to use it for. If you only have, say, enough fabric for 2 pieces, you can totally use a different fabric in the middle. You don't have to use the same fabric on the front or back. You can mix and match. Really, the options are endless. I do suggest using cotton or something that will absorb water, since this is a coaster. Okay, so once you have it cut out, you're going to just do a simple straight stitch around the edges, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And you're also going to leave a opening on one of the sides that's about 2 inches. And I suggest leaving the opening right in the center of the side. That's how we'll turn it out. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and stitch along the edges, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm back and I've done a straight stitch along the edges of my square, leaving about a 2-inch opening. You want to make sure that you back stitched at the beginning and the end, and also you want to make sure that you're going through all 3 pieces of fabric, because this is something that you might be doing where you don't have a ton of fabric. Maybe the pieces aren't lined up, so after you've stitched, just go ahead and check that you went through all 3 pieces of fabric. And then after that, we're just going to take our pair of scissors and cut along the corner, just to cut off some of the bulk so it's easier to turn inside out. Now I'm just going to turn this inside out. As I'm turning it inside out, because I've used 3, an odd number of pieces, I'm going to have 1 on one side and then 2 on the other. If yours is a little bigger, you can always use something like a butter knife to help you push out the fabric. Okay, and that's what it's looking like right now. Now I'm just going to stitch up the edges. I like to stitch an edge like this around. I just like the way that it looks. So I'm going to do the same thing here, leaving about an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And while I'm doing that, I'll make sure that these edges are folded inwards, and I'll just stitch it closed like this. Okay, I'm back and I've stitched a border along the edges of my coaster. I'm just gonna leave these threads out here for now. Now is the fun part. So I'm going to stitch a diagonal square right here. But you can pick whatever you want. This step is optional. This is a perfectly useful coaster in itself. But if you want to add something extra, you can stitch a pattern on here. Another great idea is using a contrasting color thread. I think that would look really good. I'm going to stick with something that matches my fabric, just because I like that look better. Something else I forgot to note is when you're stitching the edges, you can choose to do a rounded corner, which is what I've done here because I like how that looks, or you can do a square. It's really up to you at this point. So I'm going to straight stitch a diagonal square like I did with this one. Again, remembering to back stitch at the beginning and end, and I'll show you the final look. Okay, and this is the final coaster. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off these threads. Okay, and there you have it. That's my finished coaster. I now have two. That's how much scrap fabric I had today, so that's good for me. That's perfect for what I wanted. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this video gave you an idea of what to do with your fabric after you've done some of your bigger projects. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video by leaving a comment, hitting the like button, and hitting subscribe. I would love to hear from you. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.